What's good, everybody? It's the Red Line Radio. That's Kev. I'm Corey. We're here today to talk about One Piece, episode 1134. Cruel Fate. Kuma's decision as a father. So it's the Kuma trauma arc. We're in the middle of
Yeah.
the flashback still. This is where and why Kuma makes a decision to be a pacifista. And I don't know if it's like us already reading the manga, talking about the manga, going into these characters, and then just deep diving into every episode. But it's like I feel like a lot of this information we got already.
Sure.
There's some stuff we did not. Like obviously you get the Nika dance and stuff like that. That obviously is new to all the anime watchers. But yeah. Either way, let's talk about it. As always, that's Kev. I'm Corey, and let's get started.
Yeah. So we start off in the Vegapunk lab. Up at the top, you have Kuma, Vegapunk, and Borsalino. I don't know if he's like Captain Borsalino right now. I forget, or just Vice Admiral Borsalino. But Borsalino points out like you're under surveillance. This is a marine science laboratory. I don't know why you thought you could just make an agreement with a revolutionary wanted pirate criminal, but we knew what was going on. So
And it's cold in here.
it's very cold.
Also, for the manga readers, check out that transponder snail. It's in the background too. It does have a beard. They are on a cold island. So, we've had these ideas of Mosa and their identity. So, just look at that. But yeah, he's basically like, bro, you're smart, but you got no common sense. We've been watching everything you do. Vegapunk's one of those people that has all the book smarts, but no common sense.
Yeah, and like maybe this was his part of it where he's like, I just want to do this to make a pacifista army that can protect people. I have the knowledge to
Maybe,
save this young girl. I want to do both. Help me do both, and we're good. And then Saturn's like, actually, we're going to go ahead and throw a wrench into here. You're going to become my eternal slave.
yeah.
And
And
we're going to give up your free will. And you're mine now.
it's like, actually, there's no negotiating. You got War Dog over here, Borsalino. We got Sentomaro over here. Vegapunk's like bodyguard, but we can get him to fight you too. Like, we know you're we know you're a buccaneer. Well, we could take you down. If we can't take you down, we could take that little girl down. We could take your country down. So you ain't got a lot of options left. Kuma's
And
like,
then
yeah.
we also, yeah, yeah. We also got like I mean, not some, but one well named admiral or officer out on the boat too, and that's X Drake. Uh, this is the first time we see him way back in the day before he became an underground pirate sword member, I guess. Um, so this incident or this situation could be the driving issue that causes him to be like, I don't fuck with these celestial dragons. They just forced this guy to give up his soul to save his daughter. Like that's kind of fucked up.
Maybe, or it could be the opposite. He is with Borsalino. Remember,
Mm,
all these admirals have their own type of justice. His is like, look, you gotta do what you gotta do, and sometimes you just gotta grit your teeth and just like, I don't know, bite the bullet. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's how Borsalino is. So if X Drake is under Borsalino, much like Garp and Aokiji and Garp and Kobe, like that's gonna be something Drake does. So he's probably sitting here like, at what lengths will I go to just get the job done? What will I sacrifice? And he's seeing Kuma, a former pirate, becoming affiliated with the government. So he's probably seeing concepts of the opposite, like, oh, well, I can go. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But X Drake is there. I do like the fact that he's there. He does look weird without his hat on and all like that. He looks
Yeah.
weird. But yeah,
And who knows? These admirals may like have a conversation with certain subordinates that like are like questioning it too much. They're like, "Hey, have you heard of the sword program? Like you're asking a lot of the good questions, but questions we don't ask around here."
Yeah,
You just
it's
follow
like
orders
yeah,
in this neighborhood.
yeah. That's the kind of thing that Borsellino would be like. You a good candidate for sword, but I ain't gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ask me. I'm just gonna. I gotta go. It's lunchtime. But this is
It's
where they're basically
lunchtime.
telling Kuma, you're gonna be a warlord, bro. So, we got this. We got a band of pirates that work for the government. All right, real strong, real notable, instill a lot of terror on the seas. You're gonna be one of them. You're gonna work for us until, well, I guess forever.
Which is funny if you've read the manga because that's not kind of how it plays out. But that's how it's kind of presented here. And at the same time, he's also given no opportunity to actually see Bonnie fully healed and cured while also still being himself. Because once cured, Saturn is requiring them to take her under their supervision, which is back at the Sorbet Kingdom, and then he becomes fully automated.
Well,
Which,
first, uh, it was gonna take like 10 months or something like that, and then a year of recovery. And so
mhm,
they were like, "All right, we'll just do that here in the lab. She'll get experimented on with you." He's okay.
yeah,
Well, the testing is fine, but the recovery, please send her back home. Like, I don't. Come on. Like, she's a little
yeah,
kid. She don't need
yeah.
to. Don't tell her what I'm doing. Don't tell her this is all for her. Just send her home, and I'll handle it. I'll never even go see her again. I promise.
And I guess here, this is where I get my Saturn has like a half decency. It's like, okay, why does he even say yes here? Why do like why is he what's Kuma's opportunity? Just
Well,
leave?
yeah, I mean, well, because it's like, I guess it's like the path of least resistance. It's like, well, he's giving
Fair.
me an
Okay.
option, and I honestly don't give a fuck about the girl. I don't give a fuck about Vegapunk's experiments. Like, he could fail and she could die for all I care. Like, whatever. Sure. You want to say goodbye to your daughter? I'll give you that. Yeah, whatever, bro. I hate you, and you'll
Um
be a robot slave forever.
I only have to wait a couple more months. That's it. While all this serious stuff is happening in the background, Bonnie is using Egghead Island as like a jungle gym, basically. She's running around causing a ruckus. Sentimaru's getting pretty irritated with it, but
She's being a very, yeah, she's being a
kid.
kid.
She's a kid.
Yeah, like playing like spy and stuff, and yeah,
You'll see this a lot in like doctor shows because you do have terminally ill children in the hospital 24/7. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna have some kids being kids in the pediatric ward. The problem is this is like a nuclear test site as well, and that's this is like an army base, not just a pediatric wing. So
and
that's where the
and
issue comes in.
Vegapunk's in his lab. He's like, oh, I gotta make clones. I'm gonna make perfect weapons. Like, he's geeking out, and so his bodyguard Sentamaru is instructed to watch Bonnie. So she's playing
Yeah.
keep away, and he's just walking down the hall like, come on, man, like. I don't got time to do this today. Like, can we not do this today? She's like, no, come on, let's
Yeah.
play. Let's play horsey.
Which is ironic because that's exactly what a celestial dragon does to Kuma later on.
Oh, that is ironic. Damn.
Ah, it's
Damn,
like,
that's a
play
good one.
horsey. Why are you not going? Um, but also it's quite interesting that like this is where he kind of brings up the idea of having five more of himself, which is ultimately what he does eventually. He creates the six satellites. So that's pretty funny that he does that here.
But yeah,
But
it seems like
then the
things are going well.
modifications begin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, things are going well. Well enough for them all to be relaxing and drinking together.
Everything is going as we agreed upon. I think is it's not good because Kuma has an expiration clock, and it is good because Bonnie has a cure clock, I guess, a clock countdown to when she's cured. So it sucks. It's a trade off, obviously, but at least they're together. I mean, that's the best I got. I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah,
a
I mean,
shitty situation.
that's kind of it. At least they're together. I mean, for some of these stories, like, that is the
Yeah,
best. part about it is like at least they're together. Like everything else is bad, but you got the ones that are close to you. And she's like, Dad, let's do the thing, the dance. Like he ain't tell her what the dance was, but he's like, yeah, we'll do it here. Let's do the dance.
Yeah.
Then everybody in the room's doing it. Sentomaru don't want to do it, and so like Borsalino's like, come on, man, don't be a drag.
Yeah. Don't be a loser. I do like. I mean, I don't know why if Saturn can see all this, bro. Why are we not nuking Egghead Island right now? Go ahead and just knock this out right now. Why are we letting that? Like, if they said the Nika dance or something, just instant implosion. Just like that's how what I was gonna be expecting.
The camera was in his lab. I'm wondering if the cameras are in every corner because they're in the kitchen right now. They're sitting down in the kitchen drinking on the floor.
That's fair.
So it could be fair. Okay. And that there could also just be like, hey man, like Saturn ain't monitoring this 24/7. Like
that's fair.
Maybe we get lucky sometimes. But yeah, I noticed that they were in a specific area with like little like shelves, like metal shelves, like that they use for like prison kitchens. So
I was thinking commercial kitchens, but I see your point. But I mean, you're right. It's probably not monitored. But I was like thinking, I was like, dude, we've killed people for doing the same thing. Like Clovis comes to mind when we killed him for almost saying the name of the island. Well, and Nika actually.
When you have like,
or the decline.
When you're following that like mental line of like, why would he even allow her to like? Why is he taking this deal from Kuma at all? Like, why isn't he just having him kill her? Like, you know what I mean? And then the next thing is like, why is he letting him do this dance? Like, he's like sitting behind a computer screen just watching. Like, but if you say Nika, I swear to God, it's done. Y'all done.
He's just holding the finger over a button, just for.
All right. Didn't say Nika. I have no reason. I am a man of honor.
But Kuma's almost done with his modifications. So basically, or I forget who's almost done. I think it's him, right?
I think Bonnie does get done. Kuma's almost done. That way Bonnie gets transferred in that little barrel.
Mm-hmm. So Bonnie has like a year, I think, until the cure is like solidified, and I
forget what I forget what the recovery phase is called after surgeries, but yeah, she has a year for that.
Rehab, but she's rehabbed, I guess. So I don't know. Whatever.
Her cells have to rehab, I guess.
Either way, we're dropping her off here because now their leverage is gone. She's cured. Yeah. So if Kuma just decides to up and leave, it's an issue, which is Saturn's whole point. So now they've installed a bodyguard with like a office next door that they erect in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, CP8 agent.
Yeah, Alpha, which I don't think we've seen Alpha yet, but
no, she's like, don't worry, I got her. I'll be checking on her all the time, taking her temperature. Like, we're gonna be best friends. You and me gonna be best friends. Don't worry about that. Which has got to be a little terrifying.
Blonde version of that
Khalifa.
The bubble. Oh, yep, thank you. Very interesting. Maybe sisters. Who knows? Maybe not even related at all.
No, because Khalifa's dad was in a CP agent. So 100%. And she does have a sister. Like this, like, bro, like she does have a sister. Bro.
And that look, I'm telling you.
I'm about to look it up right now. Khalifa's sister.
I don't think we have confirmation on this, but I feel pretty. When I saw her, I thought it was Khalifa. But then we say our goodbyes.
Alpha,
like I said,
Alpha is a member of the CP8 branch of Cypherpol. She's the younger sister of CPO agent Khalifa and the youngest daughter of Lasky.
Okay. So we had this knowledge. Okay, perfect.
Hey, you got it though.
Yeah. Well, when you make it that close, but then you have like Gunko who looks like Koala, and it's like, whatever. And it's official. Kuma's a warlord. We are no longer. He's no longer going to see Bonnie as he is now. News spreads. He's a tyrant of the Sorbet Kingdom. He is no longer an honorable person. He is the scum of the scum. Which go check out our Morgans video. Why would Morgans, who would probably know who Kuma was, more than likely, be doing this if he didn't have an ulterior motive? This is his newspaper, so it's kind of crazy. You're just being a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
But we see Dressrosa, we see Don Quixote, we see Crocodile getting the news.
We see all the warlords, and they're kind of like mentioning, like, oh, wow, a king's warlord now. It's like, well, there already is a king, Jinbei says. And I guess they're talking about, like, a leader, which is Boa. Boa could care less, but we do see Blackbeard hanging out with the Whitebeard pirates, like Ace and Whitebeard, and he's wearing Zoro's clothes. So you're like,
Yes.
what the fuck?
And I'll have to go back and look, but Crocodile also mentions the rainmaking machine.
Yes.
Too. Yeah. I was like,
I haven't heard about that in a while. Like, that was
yeah.
a whole thing in Alabasta, and you do get to see Miss All Sunday.
Yes, which I always feel like Oda chooses this wisely. So it's like, why choose this over like a poneglyph or something like that? So I don't know. Maybe the rainmaking machine will be coming back soon. We get the younger Kobe, the baby Kobe. Before was this? But yeah, this was before we rescued him.
Yeah, this is before we rescued him. We even get an Alvita shout out where she's like, "You think he's strong? Yes, Alvita, he is stronger than you." But I guess the East Blue don't gotta worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. His Jolly Roger is his picture of from Bonnie. I thought that was adorable. And he's at the Goa Kingdom for some reason in the South Blue.
With, yeah. I forget. He wanted to go see Luffy for some reason.
Not the South Blue, was it?
East
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to go see Luffy for some reason. I forgot what it was. I think it was something about Dragon, but I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe he's going to go see Dragon, and he knows Dragon's out there. But yeah, solid episode. Just another chapter of the flashback. We know this is this is one at the end. It's like, damn. And then when it leads up to the interaction, like the fight with the Gorosei and everything, like when Kuma
comes back.
Yeah, I guess I'll just say it. Kuma comes back. Like, if you're watching this, you know what's happening.
I think we're like a manga more than it, just because we do theories and shit. But
yeah, when Kuma comes back, but yeah, nice.
Maybe we should do no spoilers on anime episodes then.
I'm thinking.
I don't know. You guys tell us down in the comments. Did we just ruin a couple chapters for you because we didn't say spoiler warnings? Next, but we do get a preview at the end of this episode, and it's basically the story of what happens to Bonnie on the road to becoming a captain.
Yeah.
Remember, we meet Bonnie originally in the first 100 episodes or something like that. She's the worst generation member. All of this is context. We've already known what happens after this. We just need to know what happens before. Because, when we originally met Kuma, think about Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
And shit like that. It's like, dude, we thought this guy was going to kill us.
Yeah.
And then we find out.
And then he showed up again. And you're like, bro, what is this guy's problem, bro?
Well, no, it was pacifistas show up instead of him. Yeah. And then they're like, wait, no, this isn't him. This isn't him. This is him. This is him. This is him. It's like, oh, God. But, this is one of the sadder backstories we've gotten. Well, spoilers, Loki's is probably going to be sadder. But who knows at this point?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I guess he's just got to keep upping it every time, you know what I mean? He needs to make it sadder and distinctly different than the last. Which is wild. Like, the stuff you see in Loki's backstory, you ain't never seen before. Some things you have, but then some things you have never seen before, so...
But if you're into spoilers, and this latest chapter, we just dropped a review about it a couple days ago, but the newest chapter has a dark backstory being told. So go check that out. And what's our next video idea that we're dropping?
Oh, well, the next video that we are dropping is going to be the GARP video, but then we're going to hit some theory videos for you guys, so stay tuned for that.
Nice.
Trauma month.
Catch you guys in the next
Trauma year.
Trauma anime.
Yeah. All right. Catch you later.